Hello, Internet, and welcome to, well, I don't know, what is this going to be? I'm joined with quite a few guests. Let's go through you one at a time, because I've got three people here. So we've got Nigel, Wyrms again. Hello, Nigel.
Hey, yeah.
We've got Szymon, Polish Szymon. Hello, Szymon.
Hi, how are you doing?
And we've got Jamie Miller. Hello, Jamie.
Hello.
Okay, so we've not got a specific plan or whatever for this video. Let me just move my screen onto that. There we go. We're just going to talk about the upcoming UK National this weekend and have a look over, in the ponder, I suppose, of the German National that was almost 2 weeks ago now, and maybe a few other things as well. Now, two of us here, Szymon and Jamie, you both top cut, didn't you? So
Yes, yeah.
do you know what your positions were?
Overall,
Yeah,
I finished 11th.
And I
Szymon?
finished 17th.
17. Okay, so you both did pretty well then. Yeah,
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad.
yeah,
kind
quite
of.
happy.
Should have done better. Never mind.
Yeah, I suppose. So, what was your impression of the tournament then? Nigel wasn't in Germany, so how would you say it went?
I faced a lot of standard, I think. My team was rather anti-standard, so yeah. It was just a lot of standard. Really well played standard, basically.
Yeah, you used a team that was pretty different. You showed it to us afterwards, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty unique. But Szymon, you used a team that looks
Yeah,
familiar to
it
quite a
was,
few
it was
people.
there, and it did really well versus standard, which was useful.
Simon?
Yeah, my team was semi-standard. You'll be able to see it in a few days, I guess, on Nugget Bridge, on the Germany Top Cut teams article or something. But anyway, I played Jamie in fourth round of Swiss, I guess, and I lost.
Oh, you played
So-
each other. That's
That was
interesting.
his only loss.
Yeah, and Jamie was my only loss in Swiss, so you can only tell how good Jamie is right now. But my impression over of my opponents is I faced a lot of different stuff. I faced Kangaskhan in the first round of Swiss, and then I faced Mega Skeptile. I faced Mega Charizard twice or three times, I guess. Mega Venusaur in the top cut. So and even a mirror matchup against another Mega Gardevoir team, which also had a Kangaskhan. So that was pretty unique, I guess. And I can say you need to expect everything when you're heading into a European national. Really.
Especially in the UK.
Hey, I expect lots of Greninja and Talonflame in the UK. No, I mean, I'm looking at the screen now with the megas from the top cut, and we've got Kangaskhan still sitting at 30% here. So, like, is that a surprise? Do you think, like, Kangaskhan should be a bit lower, or is it worth being up there?
So I guess I think it's a very solid mon, and if you're not very confident in team building, but you're quite confident, or even just in general, you're not very confident in this format, then I think it might be a good call. But for example, but on the other hand, it doesn't always work. For example, I never built a good Mega Kangaskhan team, so it depends on your play style a bit.
Yeah.
But I think Mega Kangaskhan in most cases should be like a very solid and reliable choice. But on the other hand, you should be prepared for other people counter-teaming Kangaskhan teams and standard teams. So that's kind of a double-edged sword.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
surprising. There's 5 Mega Kangaskhan's in Top Cut, which is quite high. I wouldn't have expected that many.
Yeah,
well,
there was definitely a lot of them. I mean, it is the kind of Pokemon that I tend to not like using, because surely it's the Pokemon that people first think, right, what's my team got to deal with? Kangaskhan.
Yeah.
And yet it's still top cut so many times, and it wasn't in the winning team, was it?
No.
But on the other hand, there's an interesting statistic that when you look at teams from top 8, so teams that did very, very well, there are 5 out of 8 Kangaskhan's over there.
Yeah.
And one team also had, I guess, it was Matty's. I played him in the last round of Swiss. So he had also Mega Charizard Y. But anyway, when you look at the statistics, it says that Mega Kangaskhan did poorly in the top 8 because it lost every game it could, basically.
Oh,
So
right.
we have 4 Kangaskhan's in a row, like 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th, and then you have Bila in the top 3 and all in the top 4,
Yeah.
and then all the other 3 teams from the top 4 are Mega Venusaur, Mega Metagross, and Mega Venusaur with Charizard again. So definitely not Kangaskhan.
Maybe Kangaskhan's a better Pokemon for ploughing through Swiss rounds then.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, I suppose another, like, more than honourable mention is Charizard. I did not expect to see so many Charizard. I mean, Charizard seems to be the kind of rising mega still.
Yeah, especially with partnered with things like Heatran, like Scarf Heatran and things like that.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I think was really high.
Yeah, I don't quite understand that. I mean, I'm sure I've said in one of my videos before, I don't really like overlapping types. And, like, if you've got a Charizard and a Talonflame, or a Charizard and a Heatran, or something, you know, surely you're lacking some kind of synergy like that.
I think it's just the fact that it's like a very strong offensive mode. That if the opponent's team says, I'm weak to that, you can just bring it and destroy them. And it's just a very easy ticket through Swiss if it's
I suppose
matchup.
Overwhelms people.
And in best of 3, you can always just surprise them by bringing out that mode in game 2 or game 3, and then they're not ready for it. So it is strong, but yeah, it was quite high in usage.
Yeah,
so
on the other hand,
yeah, Simon.
There's an interesting thing you need to look at when you're looking at Charizard and plus Heatran teams. That on one hand, Landorus counters both of them, but Landorus is usually choiced. So once and it can you have to lock it yourself into either Earthquake or Rock Slide. So you can't KO both Pokemon at the same time. So that's kind of the advantage of using both of them. Also, you know, Heatran has this fighting weakness, so you can switch into fighting types Charizard easily. And on the other hand, you know, Charizard has the rock weakness, while Heatran takes most rock slides fairly well. I guess.
Yeah, the flying steel dynamic, I guess.
And with respect to Landorus, another statistic that obviously people will be mindful of is 7 of the top 8 teams actually had a Landorus Fairy form.
Yeah, the top 7.
The top 7, just a complete block of them were all having Landorus-T.
Yeah, it's such a good Pokemon individually. Like it's basically like having a second Mega. It is really strong.
Yeah, I've got the stats up here. Like it's unreal that like 59% of teams in the top cut had Landorus, and then the one below that is like 36%. That's such a massive chunk of teams with Landorus.
Yeah.
I expect that will be its peak. I can't imagine that people will let it get any higher. Someone will find some way to check it and check it well.
Yeah, well, this is the interesting part, because we've had German nationals now, which is the first one. This is, like I said in the the German preview video, this is now where people start to counter what has been used. So I don't think Landorus is going to be as popular in the UK. I mean, what do you think?
I think it'll drop. I do think it'll drop, but it's difficult to counter, especially when you've got such good Pokemon to support it, like Kangaskhan to support it with Fake Out, and you've got a whole team that can beat the things that are designed to take out Landorus. So I don't know. It's not an easy Pokemon to counter, especially if you're running Assault Vest. And
yeah, I mean, it would be interesting to know how many of these Landorus actually were scarfed or not.
Yeah.
That's like the general assumption when we see a Landorus.
Yeah, I think Matty's was Assault Vest in 7th.
I'm pretty sure it was.
Yeah, the top 4 were all definitely scarfed as far as I can remember.
Yeah, I think it was just Matty's that was Assault Vest. I think the other 6 were Scarf.
It's pretty interesting. I mean, I suppose like Landorus, when it's got a Scarf, it covers like Terrakion, so their Kangaskhan is like safe, and I suppose it works like that.
Yeah, it's just a very good team mon. It's just got great typing and offense.
Yeah, so I mean,
it's hard to justify not bringing it.
Well, I suppose. I mean, I don't like using Landorus just because, again, it's one of them Pokemon like Kangaskhan that people counter. It does also reduce the power of foul play. So, all right. So, like, I don't know. Who do you think's going to do well in this tournament then? Because in Germany, yeah, there was a few people in the top cut that we expected to be there, but it's just so open now. So, I mean, is it even worth making any predictions?
Um,
Not really.
it's a really weird meta game. It's gonna depend on who brings a solid team and who plays it well, and who has good matchups in Swiss. I think that's a big factor. You know, it depends on quite a lot of things.
And who can
And
adjust?
I expect the good players to do really well. I think Zog, who should have top cut if he clicked the right moves, will probably be up there.
I mean,
Yeah.
Zog's got a very good record in UK national, so he always seems to top cut the UK.
Yeah, I think he'll do well. I do.
But I mean, you can say the same about Ben as well. I mean, he has basically top cut since 2012, but he did terribly, like me, in Germany.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I didn't really talk to him enough to figure out why he lost his battles, but I think there's a need to keep up with the metagame, and I think that's a big thing. I think the metagame is changing so fast that you need to keep up with it.
Yeah, well, that is an interesting point, because Ben has been using an adapted version of his 2014 team, like I've been using an adapted version of my 2013 team, and neither of us are like actually doing too well now.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. The
I don't
metagame
know.
just seems to shift almost daily, weekly on Battle Spot and Showdown. It's really weird.
So I mean, are we
Different-
saying at the end of the day, really, if you enter nationals, you've always got a chance. It's just like a dice roll, really. I mean, who you get paired at in Swiss round,
that's
new
a lot
matchups,
of
and
it, yeah. Team matchups are a big thing.
it is, especially in this open format.
Yeah, in an open format where people have access to a lot of top teams that people have used in America, in Japan, and they can bring their teams to this event, and yeah, it's not like you're facing a bunch of noobs. You're facing really good, solid teams. Even if it's not the best players,
Okay.
you still go past all that.
Was that you, Nigel? Just sort of
Sorry.
hear the random sound.
Sorry about that. I'm just going to fetch a cup of tea.
Okay. Alright. So, I mean, there's one person that I can, reasonably confidently say has done very well this season and will probably do quite well this weekend, and that's Billa.
Yeah,
Obviously, who, like in the Arnhem Regional, he did quite well, top 8 in the German National, top 4 in the UK Regional, top 8. So he has been doing super consistently well in these tournaments.
Really consistent. Yeah.
And he's
Well,
used
yeah.
pretty much the same team as well, just kind of adapting it slightly between each event.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, the sort of team he's using is like, it's a solid team. Even if you know what the team is, you still gotta go into the battle and beat it. It's solid, and the way he plays it as well, like, it's even if you know it, you still gotta beat him, and he's a really good player. So, yeah, he shows how good he is at skill, I think.
Yeah, I think this year in particular he's definitely shown that he is really one of the top players. He probably is the most consistent player in Europe, I would say now.
Yeah, definitely.
Alright,
On the
so I
other-
mean, yeah, Simon?
On the other hand, he has already his world invite basically sealed up. World
So hopefully
streak.
he'll bring some gimmick.
Yeah,
I don't
probably.
think he will.
Or maybe he'll just forfeit some fights in the top cup just if he faces one of his friends. Maybe.
Maybe. I think it would have to be one of his close friends. He made a post on Nugget Bridge saying that he was still hungry or something like that. I think he wants to really prove himself. I think he wants to win this
He wants
tournament.
to be a champion. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he hasn't won
Professional.
any event so far, I guess, like, except some Premier Challenges. He's always been very consistent, like, he always got a lot of points from, like, last year or this year, but, you need to, when you start doing well, you're, just like you said, people get hungry for some bigger success, for trophies and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he always does well, but I don't, like you just said, I don't think he's won any, like, he hasn't won any nationals or regional yet, so I think he definitely wants that. And I mean, he is perfectly capable of doing it as well.
Yeah, most definitely.
So who else? We've got Matty sitting at 5th in Europe as well now. I guess Matty had his off year last year. He finished top 8 in Germany, so I think it's reasonable to say that he'll do quite well this weekend too.
Yeah, he did really well in 2013. Really solid. So it's good to see he's back and on the scene.
I mean, who else is there? Like, Marcus is 14th in Europe. You would probably expect him. I mean, he was actually Nigel's pick. Don't know if Nigel's here or if he's drinking his tea or whatever, but Marcus is obviously one of the top players in Europe, and you'd expect him to do pretty well.
Yeah. I mean, I faced him in
Marcus Yoshi, right?
Yeah, Yoshi.
Yeah, so I will definitely expect him to bring some serious stuff. Like, he's been using a serious team, but I think he will take it a lot more seriously this time.
Yeah.
Even though I know he was quite serious about his Germany run, but I think he's very motivated. Because I spoke to him last time at nationals, and he said that this just from what I can tell, this won't be like, he won't bring any gimmicks or nothing. He will just take it very seriously. But on the other hand, at UK nationals, when you look at the past competitions, not many actually German players got high placings.
Yeah, that is true.
At the event. That's pretty weird, because I think right now, sorry to say that to you, because you're all from the UK, but I think Germany is right now the best country in Europe, definitely.
Yeah, I agree.
Maybe even better than the US, I would say. We haven't had a friendly yet this season, but I'll be really looking forward to some featured games.
Yeah, I think we're going to have a North America versus Europe friendly at some point this year. So that would be quite interesting. I mean, I don't know how on earth we would, like, as Europe, would figure who's going to play for us.
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose North America has got the same problem, but I mean, I don't know. I see Europe as being a little bit more divided than like just USA and Canada, because like there's the German players that kind of stick together, and then there's the UK players and the Spanish players and the Italian players.
Yeah, that's gonna be hard.
Yeah, it would be.
When it comes to one nation, it's easier. Like last year, we had Marcus was German national champion, and then he was automatically the captain. So that was pretty easy. So he chose his best picks. But this year, when it comes to Europe, I don't know. Maybe he's gonna be the first CP ranked, like, for example, Bila or someone who's gonna be the captain of Europe. But then, I wouldn't be surprised if he chose 4 out of 5 Germans.
Yeah, I mean, it could happen. I mean, really, maybe 4 or 5 Germans would deserve to be picked, but I suppose we'll have to wait and see, won't we?
Maybe. Probably. But
rank 1, 2, 3, and 4 in championship points are Germans right now, but we have just had the German nationals, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, but on the other hand, I think Germany has, or even the UK has a shot on winning against I don't know, United States, or maybe even Japan. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's got a chance. Right,
Like,
so I mean, I think I'm quietly confident when I say that we won't have a Spanish winner of the UK national. Now I'm saying that tentatively, because you never know, it could happen. Spanish people have got, great records in the UK, but Abeldeku is not going. He said that he isn't going now. So he was the UK national champion last year. Sekium, I think, is still going though.
Yeah, I think Sekium's going.
So there is still that, and there will be some other Spanish players going as well. I think Rio Parza might be going. I think he went to Germany. So we never know. But you never know. Maybe this is going to be the UK's chance to get its throne back.
Last year we did pretty well at Top Cut. We had like nearly half of the Top Cut was UK players last year. We just all dropped out relatively early.
Yeah, I remember sitting at the table, and like there was tons of us, the UK players.
Yeah. Yeah, in round 8, or like the first table was just full of UK players.
It was. I think Nigel. I think Nigel's having problems trying to connect back to us. This cup of tea has destroyed his connection. Okay, so right, so he's going to try and connect to us. Right, so I mean, who else really? I mean, I want to kind of rule myself out of this, to be honest. Just because I mean, this is where I give my excuses. Because I'm a little bit ill at the moment, and I've been working like in London this last week for a few days, and like I've not had a chance to do much and whatever. And I don't know. My last 2 tournaments have been pretty terrible. The UK regional, I was quite disappointed with. I got pretty unlucky with matchups, I think. But in Germany, it wasn't really the team's fault. Honestly, I played pretty terribly, and I did a few games today on Showdown, and it hasn't really got much better, to be honest. I think I'm playing really poorly at the moment, so I want to kind of rule myself out this, which is really disappointing, actually, because going into these nationals as first in Europe and potentially not even getting a paid trip out is pretty painful. So we'll just have to see what happens. I don't know. Maybe things will come together.
You never know what will
for
happen
me.
until today.
I mean, there is still Milan as well, but I mean, Milan went terribly for me last year as well.
Yeah,
But-
Milan.
Oh well. So, right. So UK
I
nationals.
think
So
that's just a testament to basically how strong everyone at this game has become. In general, like nearly everyone that plays is at a really, really good level.
yeah.
and so
I mean,
it's-
definitely compared to
There's no easy matches
2013,
anymore.
the standard is so much higher now.
Yeah, there's no easy matches. It's even someone that picked up the game 2 months ago, you're going to be in for a challenge. Like,
Well, especially if they've got like a Kangaskhan and a Landorus and a Heatran and a.
yeah,
You know.
yeah. And there's so much more content these days on YouTube, and with
Yeah.
Nugget Bridge and everything. And I think it's just got more popular. There's a lot more people that play it, which brings in a lot more skilled players, and I think that's good for the game. But it does make games more difficult.
Yeah, and Showdown as well. Like, I seem to think that like Showdown, the VGC room in there is definitely a lot more popular now. Like, I
Yeah.
don't know how much time you spend on Showdown, Jamie. How much time do you spend on Showdown?
Not very often. Only when I'm testing a concept.
Because like I don't even know if I've ever seen you on there. Maybe I have.
Oh, I only ever go by alts. I don't know.
But like we never used to get over 100 people in the VGC room, but now every night we seem to get over 100. So I mean, definitely VGC is a lot bigger now.
Yeah.
Yeah. With more
Yeah.
people comes more good people. So.
Yeah, exactly. Right, are you
Yes,
back,
yeah.
Nigel?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Good, good.
Could you hear any of what was just being said?
Yes.
Okay, have you got anything last to say about any picks for UK National? I mean, you picked Yoshi, so
Yeah.
anyone else?
I mean, I picked Yoshi more on my head rather than my heart, I think, more to say the point. I mean, I would like to see a British winner, but honestly, I think the German contingent is just a lot stronger at the moment, so it's hard to really see past a German winner again.
Yeah, it's disappointing how badly UK did in Germany, but I've talked to a lot of the players, and a lot of it was luck. A lot of it there was like serious bad luck in
Well,
their
that's
favour.
what people say, though.
So hopefully UK will be stronger going into UK nationals.
You did hear about poor Joe, didn't you, in the quick claw and everything?
Yeah, the quick claw ice beam on his
yes.
land.
I've
Yeah.
got a picture. I was just sort of
I think
taking
that
a
sums
picture
up.
of the venue, and then there's Joe walking towards
Yeah.
me with a really upset look on his face, because that had just happened.
To UK nationals.
Encapsulated in time. That. Yeah, I mean, what was it? It was a quick claw Milotic ice beam in the Scarf Landorus. For everyone that didn't
as
know.
he was U-turning out. Yeah.
Yeah, as he was U-turning. So, alright, so, whatever then. Well, UK Nationals. This weekend, you can't pre-register anymore, that's right, I think.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
that-
just a case of turn up on the day, nice and early, if you haven't pre-registered. It says here, pre-registration is from 10:30 till 12, but I guess I would advise anyone to get there well before 10:30.
Yeah, I'd advise earlier if you can. 9 o'clock is probably what I'd recommend.
Yeah, I'd get there early because they might start registration early. If they finish TCG early, then they might start us early. And they've only got an hour and a half slot for 600 probably masters. So
Oh, well, that's another issue. I mean, how many do you think we're going to get? I mean, 600's a big number.
I would guess it would be close to 600.
I believe they've actually got a limit on the Masters to 540, so that's the
Okay.
maximum we can have. But that's still like going to be 10 rounds of Swiss.
Yeah, I was just going to say, that's 10 rounds, is it?
Yeah,
Oh.
long day.
Yeah, and they're hoping to be finished by 9.
Is that what they say?
Not
That's not going to
likely.
happen. Yeah, that's what they said. They said everything hopefully will be finished by 9, but I don't think that'll happen. That barely got that. We barely finished. Well, it was 9:30 when top 32 was finished in Germany, and that was with incredible organisation. The German tournament was really well run.
Yeah, it was. It was very good.
So, I really don't know what's going to happen with timings with the UK. We can only hope.
Well, yeah, the UK national. I mean, we shouldn't really be saying this because I'm sure they do try to do a very good job, but the UK national doesn't really have a fantastic reputation for being organised.
Yeah. I think just the key is bring food with you. Bring your lunch and your food and snacks and drinks with you.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
That's the most important thing, I think.
Yeah.
It's going to be a long day. You don't want to get headaches.
So anyway, what was I going to say then? Oh yeah, so just seeing as it's quite topical, I'm presuming. I mean, I know you haven't had a good look, Jamie, but I mean, Nigel, I'm sure you will have. Simon, have you seen this whole business that's going on about scouting teams and everything going on?
Yeah, kind of. I have read actually a few posts, not all of them, but I've seen some drama going on Twitter.
Yeah, I don't use Twitter, so tell me what's happening.
There was something going on between a few German players and American players. Like a few Germans were saying that scouting is. I don't think they're. Both sides know what they're talking about, pretty much. But from what I saw, it was like German players were saying that scouting actually matters, and Americans were saying that's not the point, or even that scouting doesn't really matter. Stuff like that. I don't want to go. I don't want to talk about it too much because I haven't read everything. But from what I can tell, it was just something like just a typical Pokemon community argument. That sort of stuff.
That's a pretty fair assessment, I think.
From reading the forums, it seems to revolve around Cybertron featuring a team on Road to Ranked. So I think someone wasn't happy with the fact their team was on the video, which obviously they could just DC if they see they're against Cybertron. So that's not really a problem.
Hey, how does he think he feels using my team for a week on YouTube?
Yeah, well, I mean,
that's not a problem for me at all. I mean, obviously I'm using my team myself, but
like the biggest victim is going to be Cybertron himself, who's using this team, and everyone knows every in and out of it, and then he goes to a regional and does really well anyway. So like, it's a testament. If you've got a team, it doesn't really matter if people know it; they've still got to beat it. That's the mark of a good team.
Yeah.
I mean, also from a standpoint of collecting information. I mean, I collected all the team info from Germany. One of the players didn't want to initially reveal his team because he actually misunderstood that he thought I wanted all the team info when I just wanted the names. Yeah. Just the names. But that's obviously something that could be impacted because it's difficult enough as it is getting all the information back, and I'm still waiting on one whole team because nobody actually played him in Swiss and nobody actually knows what he ran. So it's one of those things where once you've actually used it in a public function, it's sort of like public information. Yeah. So if you use it on BattleSpot, as far as I'm concerned, it's actually in the public domain. If you've used it at a tournament, public domain, and even in the rules for TCPI. I'm just reading from one of the posts here. Tournament organisers, blah blah blah, are free to publish details of play and/or the results of a tournament, subject to local, state, and national laws. So it's actually free information if they wanted to provide it. There's no way that you can actually stop it.
Yeah, once it goes public, you can't stop it. It's just as simple as that.
I mean, I think if someone's team, if it isn't completely public knowledge, if you actually have to ask the person whose team it is for the information, I think that person is well within their right to say, no, I don't want to tell you.
Yeah.
But obviously they can't then turn around and be surprised when other people might give away the information, what their team is, because it is then in the public domain or whatever. I mean, it's an interesting point. There's lots of posts. There's a whole lot of likes going on. So if you like collecting likes, then make a post in this forum. But I don't know. I think this is a whole interesting sort of debate, really, because I can see both sides of it, and I've experienced both sides of it. Because in 2013, especially, I was super secretive about what I was using. And, I still don't battle on my main ult, my main name on Pokemon Showdown. I still am quite secretive with what I'm doing, but now I am doing this whole YouTube business as well. So, and this video is going out on YouTube, so, all of our thoughts are going out onto the internet now. But I was mentioned in this thread as well, like, at some point.
Yeah, I see a few posts with your name in there.
Yeah. I mean, it's someone... Yeah, I mean, I actually liked... I don't like many posts, but I did quite like this post that Bill made. He says, Baz wins regionals, publishes his team, people are prepared for Liloom, next regional 4-4, next national 5-4, community 1, Baz nil. Like, that just, it sums it up really. Angel's put here that, like, surely people knew Liloom already because I was using it in 2013, but as Bill does actually say later down, that it is basically the idea that because I used that team, it was brought to the forefront of people's minds, and people then prepared for it. I mean, I knew it at the time. I might have even said in one of the videos that I probably should have kept this team hidden until the Nationals, because it is by far my best team, by far the team that I'm most comfortable with, and so that's the team that I want to be using at Nationals. But because I went and won that blooming tournament in the Netherlands, everyone knows it now.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, it brings up all kinds of questions with what I'm going to be doing with YouTube and everything as well. I suppose it depends how well I do in these Nationals or how badly I do in these Nationals. But, I mean, that's a whole other thing coming up. But who knows? Right, so give me some words. Talk to me some more. UK Nationals. Are you looking forward to it?
Yeah, really excited.
I am, actually. Last big tournament of the season for me.
Only one, isn't it?
I've been to the regionals. I've been to a few of the regionals, but yeah, it'll be the only national that I go to.
Yeah, Simon, you're not going. Is there any reason, or is it just like real life stuff?
Engineering.
Yeah, it's real life stuff, and I don't fancy spending a lot of money.
Yeah, that's fair enough. It's only Pokemon after all, isn't it?
Yeah, it's only Pokemon. I already went to Germany. It cost me a bit more than I was expecting. And then I didn't plan my trip to the UK at first, and then I thought I got a lot of, stuff going on my, just to finish my degree finally. So even if I don't finish it right now, only a few months later, and if I went to two nationals, I would be blaming Pokemon for my failure,
Yeah.
So I just don't wanna distract myself.
I mean, you even got a World's invite last year as well, didn't you? But it didn't go.
Yeah. I finished 23rd in Europe, but that was only one nationals that I did well in. I went to Italy as well, and I finished 6-3 while having a bye, I think. Yeah, I had a bye, and I finished 6-3, so it was like I went 5-3, which is terribly.
Yeah. I don't know what happened in that tournament, because I did pretty terribly. Lio did terribly as well.
Yeah.
I don't know, everyone crumbled in that tournament.
I ran Power Anklet Zapdos. That was fun.
Oh, was that in the UK or Italy?
No, that was in the Italian Nationals last year.
Because someone was asking about that on Showdown the other day. It was like, oh, someone used Power Anklet Zapdos, and someone was like, oh, what on earth's a Power Anklet? And someone else was like, oh, was it for Trick Room or something? And I said, I'm pretty sure it wasn't on purpose.
It was by accident. Yeah. It cost me 2 games as well, and I was very close to still top cutting that tournament with a Power Anklet Zapdos.
That is quite impressive.
We've seen already Macho Brace winning Worlds in 2010, but it was on a Trick Room team on the other hand.
So, was that on like a Mewtwo or something?
It was it was Kyogre. Ray's Kyogre had Power Anklet, I think.
That's quite interesting.
That was something like he needed it for Trick Room because I guess he had Iron Ball Groudon with Fling, which kind of I can see working. I don't know 2010 format, but it makes sense. But on the other hand, you hear Macho Brace just only to lower speed. Right now, it just sounds a bit controversial. But yeah, still, it won a tournament, a huge tournament. So
yeah, well, I mean, Iron Ball
Say-
Tyranitar got quite far in 2013 Worlds, didn't it?
Oh yeah, I think so.
Yeah, with Fling and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, that actually does a lot of damage. Like a Fling, Iron Ball Fling from Tyranitar, I'm sure it's probably, close to one-shotting Cresselia.
One shots Aegislash for sure. Even if you don't invest a whole lot of EVs, you need like 164 or 160 or something EVs with Brave or Adamant Nature,
Well,
if I remember correctly. So to KO Aegislash, so I think it has a chance of one-shotting Sassy or Calm Cresselia.
that is pretty cool. It is just like a one-time attack, though. Okay, so UK Nationals. I mean, I've got a decent record in UK Nationals. 2013, our top cut. 2014, our top cut. Jamie, actually, me and you, Jamie, it was us on. Like, I was on table 1 for quite a lot of.
It was us round 8
last year.
round.
Yeah, it was the last round to see who was the undefeated person, and you beat me in that one, which I don't know. Maybe. Who did you play in the top 32?
I played William Tansley.
Ah, okay. So I don't know how I would have fared against him. I don't know.
He
how
was
my team
using Ray's Clefable team, and he was like only
Really
five
tough.
months into playing the game. So at that point, he was pretty easy to beat. But obviously, he's a lot stronger now.
Ah, the Wigglytuff one, you mean?
Yeah, that one.
Oh, right, yeah. Yeah. Oh, I wish you could have let me win that one then.
Yeah.
You would have been playing Kelly then. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know how I would have done versus Kelly.
How did you do in 2013 UK Nationals?
I ran Perugly,
Oh, yeah, you did.
and I went 7-0 before getting flinched out by Lee in round 8, and then I missed a Draco in round 9, which both cost me the game, and 3 of my opponents dropped, which meant that my resistance didn't put me in top cut.
Ah, that's pretty harsh.
Oh.
Like, I know one of my opponents in Germany 2 weeks ago dropped out of the tournament when I beat him as well. Like, if he hadn't, maybe my resistance would have put me into 128th. So,
Yeah, almost certainly, yeah.
like, it's just, like, all of these little variables, all of these little things that can make so much of a
At
difference
least they've
in
got
Pokemon.
the X-2. Like, that's a big improvement.
Nigel, how well do you think you'll do?
Well, I'll be looking. I want to go at least 6-3 if I can help it. I went 5-3 last year. I played.
It's not the spirit.
Yeah,
I would
I
love
was just
to
about to
top
say,
cut.
that's aiming low, isn't that?
I would love to top cut. I would love to top cut. I will be honest. I played Choreo last year in round 8 of Swiss, actually on the TV screens. I lost that match because it went to timer and my final overheat actually missed on his Charizard, so he actually won on damage, HP remaining. So
No.
I'd like to get my revenge again. Although I suppose I did get that in the MPA match.
That's quite funny because I played Choreo on one of the TVs in UK Nationals last year as well, so they must have liked having him on the TV.
Yeah. I think the only reason we were on the TV is because I think we were at table 13, I think, was actually the number that we were at the time, so I think that's why they picked us.
Oh, right. Was it always table 13?
No, I just think they picked one at random and they just like the number 13.
Okay. Right, well, how long have we been going? Alright,
51.
wow, 40 minutes.
Oh. Okay.
So, shall we think about rounding this up then?
Yeah. Yeah.
Prediction time.
Yeah, I haven't eaten yet, so I suppose that would be an idea. Right, so, well, we're looking at the top 16 of Europe right now. I think there's only 2 people here who are guaranteed,
I should
pretty
be on
much
that top
guaranteed
16.
flights.
Oh.
The rest of it, Tobias, I'm not going to try and pronounce that.
I don't think 600's enough for a guaranteed paid.
Yeah, I wonder if he's going to any of the other nationals. I know he was one of Lyo's friends.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
don't know if he's traveling with Lyo anywhere else.
He was traveling with us, yeah. I went with Lyle by car, with Tobias. and with Tom.
Do you know if he's coming to UK or Italy?
I don't think he is.
Because that'll be very interesting to see if he actually gets a top 16 finish with just 600 points.
I'm sure he'll be attending some Premier Challenges.
And there's the Germany regionals as well.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. So I'm sure he'll probably
as well.
gather something else.
Yeah, there are a few 2-day Premier Challenges, like Arena Cups or something.
Yeah.
Something like that. I know, and I know he's gonna try his best in those kind of things.
Yeah. See, I don't think there's many more UK Premier Challenges planned.
There's a few in between Manchester and Italy. That weekend in between, there's a few.
Is there?
Yeah, I think Susie's trying to organise. It's not been announced yet, but there's one trying to be organised by Susie, and I think Ian is also organising one in London.
Because like Yeovil's way too far for me. Yeah, in this, like, I've got the upcoming events, and the only one now is UK National.
Yeah, they haven't been announced officially yet.
Yeah.
She's still waiting for confirmation.
There was another Sutton Coldfield Premier Challenge last weekend, and I was going to go to that. I was planning on winning it, just to put me up to 5 Premier Challenge wins. But my car broke down on the Friday, and so I couldn't go. I had no way of getting there. So that was another reason why this whole last couple of weeks has not been ideal for my
Are you getting
Pokemon
the train
life.
to Nationals then?
Pardon?
Are you getting the train to National?
Oh, my car's just fixed. I collected it yesterday.
Oh, good.
So yeah, hopefully it'll stay with me. I mean, it should do. I mean, I'm just thankful that the car didn't break down, this Friday instead. Because then obviously I would have had to get a train or something. I don't know. But yeah, anyway, enough of that. So okay, woo, UK Nationals, whatever. Get all excited for it. You can hear my enthusiasm, can't you?
Yeah, it'll be fun.
I hope so. I really hope that I enjoy myself. I mean, like, I'm sure I'm probably seeming really grumpy to everyone now, but like, I'm sick of this. Like, I got 129th. I missed out 1 place on 50 championship points. I'm burnt out on this game. I'm not looking forward to it. I'm just hoping that I do a reasonable performance. If I top cut and leave myself chance to get an invite after Italy, then I'll be happy. That's where I stand, basically. But but all of you lot, please feel free to get excited about it.
I'm very looking forward to this weekend. My team is very, very unique. So
yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to. I mean, we won't say what you said you're using, but it seems unless you want to tell everyone.
we'll wait till the day. But,
yeah, okay, fair enough. It seems like it could be quite exciting anyway. But
yeah.
Right. So I mean, I suppose this. As well, what I've just said explains why I haven't uploaded anything on my channel since that feature game from the German National. So it's been like a week since I've uploaded anything. So I am still alive. Hello, guys. Hello, people of the internet. I'm still here. But we've talked for long enough now, so I suppose we should say goodbye. So do you want to say goodbye, guys?
Goodbye, internet.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Okay, thanks for joining me as well. But yeah, thanks for watching this, guys. I hope you've enjoyed our little natter. Again, feel free to subscribe and like it and whatever, share it. I'm sure this will go on Nugget Bridge as well in the article. So if you're watching it from there, then leave your appreciation for Nigel's article and everything as well, which I've been showing on here. But again, thanks for watching, guys, and goodbye for now.
Bye bye.